Thank you very much, Professor Kelleher, and may I begin by firstly acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we are meeting here today, the Wurundjeri people, and I pay my respects to their elders, past and present, and any who may be here amongst us today. To Dr. Maria Neira, Mr. Zhang Jingsheng, the President of the International Union for Conservation of Nature, Professor Bettina Borish, all of you ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. It's a great privilege for me to be here today and certainly, of course, to highlight the alignment between public health and the health of our natural environment, a connection that is too often undervalued. There are great opportunities for the public health and environment sectors to be working together more closely to make a significant and long-term difference to the health and well-being of our communities. We are learning more every day about the importance of our natural environment to our own personal health and well-being. A large and rapidly growing body of scientific evidence and generations of traditional knowledge show that spending time in nature is good for our mind, our body and our soul. The scientific evidence shows that access to nature through parks and open spaces improves our physical, our mental, our cultural and social health. Australia, along with other developed and developing nations, is faced with increasing prevalence and impacts of non-communicable diseases, including diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, anxiety and depression. And some of these, of course, are known as lifestyle diseases. Increasing urbanisation, reduced physical exercise and consumption of poor quality processed food are amongst the key contributors to these population health trends. Associated with this, people's direct contact with open space and nature has been declining. Research also shows that lack of exposure to nature and the lack of time in the outdoors can contribute to many of these non-communicable or sometimes lifestyle diseases. Spending time in our forests, our parks and along our beautiful coastlines can be a cost-effective contributor to preventing or treating ill health. Traditionally, the many health benefits of parks and protected areas have been under-recognised and undervalued. We are now able to estimate that visits to parklands could save Victorians between $80 million and $200 million a year from avoidance of disease, mortality and lost productivity. And when we think about it in this way, we might take a different view on how we value our environment. Our government has been at the forefront of highlighting the health benefits of regular contact with nature through our Healthy Parks, Healthy People initiative developed by Parks Victoria. Through this initiative, Parks Victoria has been a global leader in highlighting the benefits of contact with nature for our health and well-being. Healthy Parks, Healthy People has expanded around the world and has been adopted by some of the largest park agencies in countries as far-ranging as the United States, the Republic of Korea and Finland. Our government has made a commitment to put the care and protection of our environment back on the agenda, and one of the key policy platforms was to deliver a statewide plan for the long-term protection of Victoria's biodiversity. I'm pleased to say that today we fulfil our election commitment. Our new plan, which is being released today, called Protecting Victoria's Environment, Biodiversity 2037, is our 20-year vision for the protection and care of Victoria's biodiversity. Through this plan, we are reinvigorating the environmental agenda, showing national leadership in biodiversity protection and management, which will also, of course, improve the health and well-being of our communities over the long term. Protecting Victoria's Environment, Biodiversity 2037 has been developed with extensive consultation, including expert and scientific input, stakeholder feedback and community insights. It is underpinned by groundbreaking science that for the very first time allows us to get upstream of one of Victoria's major challenges, and that is our continuing decline of biodiversity. The plan will drive action from local businesses, government and people to stop the decline of our biodiversity through investment, improved decision-making and planning, and through community and volunteer activities. The plan covers many important topics. It provides a fresh vision for our biodiversity in our changing climate. In Victoria, we are fortunate to host some of the world's most spectacular and distinctive plants and animals in their unique natural habitats. By taking an evidence-based approach, a proactive approach, we will be giving our native species the opportunities to adapt and survive in our changing climate. The plan also paves the way for ongoing investment in protecting our environment, better managing our biodiversity and planning for our responses to environmental threats. Importantly for all of us here today, our Victoria's new biodiversity plan has a strong focus on ensuring a healthier environment for healthier Victorians. We are seeking to encourage more Victorians to value and protect nature by connecting with and enjoying their natural environment. If we take the time now to prioritise the care and protection of our natural environment, this will in turn lead to healthier communities. We are absolutely convinced of this. While this is a link now that is being widely recognised through science and research, it is also one that has been at the heart and core of Aboriginal values for millennia. Yes, absolutely. Victoria's traditional owners have cultural, spiritual and economic connections to land and environmental resources through their association and relationship to country. Through these associations, we see the creation of a harmonious and well-balanced relationship between the land and humans that rely on it. It is important that we carry forward the learnings from these connections for the health and well-being of all of us. While we have a strong understanding of the significance of the natural environment, over recent years not enough has been done to protect it. We are revolutionising our way of thinking, with a stronger focus on providing the best ways of managing biodiversity and threats, as well as focusing on the importance of our natural environment in day-to-day health and recovery from illness and disease. Although we understand the future is uncertain, by tackling issues with a proactive approach, we can protect our most vulnerable plants and animals, stopping the decline of all species so fewer and fewer become threatened over time. We must do this. There is no doubt about it in my mind. With the right plan in place, we will be able to protect our natural environment in a sustainable way, ensuring a stronger economic future with an increase in jobs and better health for our communities. All of these things are interrelated. Crucial to its success is the collaboration across government and businesses to deliver this plan on the ground. It's vital for the environment and health sectors to continue to work together to build the evidence and then use that evidence to develop effective programs in nature. This is how we can ensure a healthier and happier future for all Victorians. As the Minister for Environment and Climate Change, I'm absolutely committed and excited to be working with my colleague Jill Hennessy, the Minister for Health, to build stronger integration between our portfolios. To that end, we have released a joint statement on environment and public health. We are committing to supporting and enabling an integrated whole-of-government approach that recognises the benefits of a healthy environment for the health and well-being of every Victorian. The benefits, of course, of being active in nature are recognised by the Victorian Government's key health and environment policy platforms, the Victorian Public Health and Wellbeing Plan of 2015-19, and, of course, in our new plan announced today, Protecting Victoria's Environment, Biodiversity 2037. Our joint statement is available on the departmental website, the DELP website, and we will be working closely together to ensure that we are a leading example of integrated policy and in two sectors that are so inextricably linked. Together, we will deliver the targets of our new biodiversity plan and continue to implement our public health and wellbeing plan, ultimately creating an improved, healthier future for our children, grandchildren, and all future generations that follow. I suppose I just want to leave my commentary on one note, and I'm sure that this is an experience of many of you today, and perhaps those of you who are young enough to have experienced certainly freer days where, even living in our suburbs, where our contact with nature these days is probably more remote than it has ever been. But certainly someone who grew up in an outer suburb of Melbourne understood the value of really just roaming free and in all parts of nature, however well developed or underdeveloped it was in our suburban environment. But that connectedness, that opportunity to just roam through and walk freely, either with friends or even with family, was an experience that I'll never forget. And I'm sure that many children, many families these days just don't have that opportunity to do just that. That's a very small anecdote, a sharing of hope really more than anything else. Hope that we can all become more integrated with our environment, however built up it might be or however natural it might be. There are opportunities for all of us, no matter where we live, to become fully integrated in a natural environment so that we can actually become healthier and more resilient individuals, but also a healthier and more resilient community. I thank you very much, and certainly I wish you well in your conference today, and I certainly do point you to finding our biodiversity plan, our 20-year new vision for Victoria on our website this afternoon. Thank you again. Thanks.